5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3. Dude, hurry up. Make a pick. 2, 1.
Mason Crosby.
Seriously? You're going to take a kicker in the 9th round?
Best kicker in the league.
It doesn't. You never take a kick. Haven't you ever heard of the Fantasy Smack Talk Draft Day 10 Commandments? Moses, you got to show this guy what's up.
To have more success on your fantasy football draft day, follow these 10 simple commandments. The first one, you shall get running back depth. You gotta get running back depth in the later rounds. Don't worry about getting those washed up wide receivers or a second defense. Go with that young running back that could end up being a fantasy stud. Next, you shall know your league settings before the draft. Is it a PPR league? How many points do you get for a passing touchdown? How many of each position do you start each week? You gotta know these things. It's gonna influence your decisions on draft day. Moving on, you shall not draft your favorite players too early. Yes, I'm talking to you Cowboys and Steelers fans. Just because they play for your favorite team doesn't mean you gotta draft them 2 rounds early just because you want them on your fantasy team. Separate your favorite team from your fantasy team. Let's keep this moving. You shall not buy into the rookie hype. Every year there's a couple rookies that get hyped up to the point to where they're drafted in the middle rounds, but they rarely give you return on your investment where you have to draft them there. We're not saying don't draft rookies, but if you're going to draft them, take the ones in the later rounds. Our 5th commandment, you shall know your sleepers. No one's ever won a fantasy league because their first 2 picks were just that good. You win a league because of your middle to late rounds. You gotta do your research and know your sleepers. Moving right along, you shall adapt to your draft. Every draft's gonna be a little bit different. Every draft is gonna have its runs where a few tight ends go in a row or a few defenses go in a row. Don't panic and feel like you need to take a guy too early just to fill a position. Next, you shall draft the best player available in the first few rounds. Don't necessarily worry about position eligibility. Whoever the best player on the board is, you draft them. You fill up your positions later in the draft. Our next commandment, you shall use FantasySmackTalk.com for part of your pre-draft research and during the regular season. We got a lot of helpful stuff on there, including during the regular season, weekly waiver wire, and stardom situms. Next, you shall be aware of bye weeks, injuries, and suspensions. Obviously, you don't want to have 5 guys with the same bye week, and you also don't want to be the person in your league that drafts the suspended guy because you didn't know they were juicing up on the offseason. And our last commandment, you shall not draft a kicker till the last round. True, this kicker can be better than this kicker, but you can never predict how many chances a kicker's gonna get from year to year. That's why you don't draft a kicker till the last round!
You're up, Big Mo.
Kicker in the 9th round.
Minute 20.
Mike Thomas.
Oh, you son.
I
Dude,
love him this year.
I was hoping to make it back to me.
No, he's got a big upside. Gonna need some of these late round picks to work out.
You're Moses. Who do you possibly fear in this draft room?
Are you kidding me? Maybe the person that's won this league every year since we started it?
What?
Don't forget to check out FantasySmackTalk.com for all your preseason football stuff and waiver wire stardom situms during the season. And don't forget about our forums, which are moderated by our fantasy experts.